No, it's fine. We'll pick him up.
You don't got to worry. You have to worry about fading down.
No, he don't have to worry. And he's got a good voice to project, so.
Hey, Tommy, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, everyone. If you are ready, Tommy, if you're ready, we will start with any questions. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand and I will call on you. Mike, we can start with you.
Tommy, congrats on the contract. Congrats on the soon-to-be fatherhood. Seems like a lot of good things are hitting you all at once. I'm just curious, when you look back at the last 4 years and everything that's happened, the adversity, the injuries, like, what's your level of appreciation for this week, this moment, and kind of where you're at in your career?
Yeah, it means everything. I think it's hard when you have a bunch of up and downs, either in your career, in life, whatever it is, to kind of keep moving forward. And I think the thing that kind of helped with that is doing something every day, regardless of what's going on, trying to get something better, whether it's in football or life. And I think that's kind of the culture that we're building here in Carolina, and that's why I'm excited to be back, man.
I know we also talked about, during cleanup day, your draft class. You and Brady didn't know if you'd be back. Obviously, Chuba got signed, but to have all three of you guys in house, that draft class has been through a lot. Like, have you guys been able to take a moment and all kind of talk about this, that you guys are back?
Yeah, I talked to my boy Chube. It was crazy. Like you said, there was a bunch of up and downs. So he was the first one to call me when he found out and all that. And so it was awesome to have a moment with him. When I found out Brady was coming back, I texted him. We were like, man, it's crazy. Because I think the first time I met Brady, we went to a Hornets game. And we were just geeking out. We're like, dang, dude, we really got drafted. Like, we're in Carolina. This is awesome. He was someone I could kind of geek out with about, like, dang, we're really playing NFL football. This is sick. And so to have him back, to have guys that I know work hard, stay here, him, JC, me, Chuba, it's awesome. You know what I mean? It's guys we've had a lot of football with and been through a lot with.
All right, we will go to Alex, followed by Joe, followed by David, and then to Mike Solarte.
Hey, Tommy, congratulations again. I wanted to kind of piggyback off that draft class question that Mike just asked. 4 of the 5 first picks of the 2021 draft class have either been extended or re-signed by the Panthers, and beyond just taking pride in it, though you 4 guys have battled a lot in your time here. Chuba obviously had a little while to get going before he got his extension. J.C. Horn had a lot of issues with injuries early part of his career until he proved that he was durable this past season. Like, does the fact that this draft class has gone through so much, does that enhance your pride, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I think if it was a smooth ride, no one really learned something from it. So having guys that know what adversity is and proving not only to the coaching staff here, but to the whole team that, hey, like, these guys can work through the hard stuff and you can trust on them that they're going to continue to build. And I think that's an awesome kind of summary of what our draft class is guys who, no matter what's coming, they're still building every single day to be better, no matter what happened.
And then, real quick, can you just take us through how the deal came together? I imagine it came together quickly, but can you just explain it?
Yeah. So, I was talking back and forth with the Panthers for the last 2-3 weeks. I knew they said something at the end of the season about wanting me back. And so, going back and forth with my agent, we figured out really, I think last Friday and Saturday was when we kind of came to the deal. And it was cool because I was with my parents at their house during that time. And it was awesome because I was able to celebrate with them at the same time as celebrating with my wife. And it was cool. It was really fun to have that kind of moment and to know I'm staying home and staying someplace I love to be. And it was a really exciting, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man.
Congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Tommy, congrats. understand congrats are in order too. The Panthers video you guys are expecting, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. What if you're able to say when are you due and what's that whole process been like?
Yeah, we're due May 3rd. Me and my wife, we found out early last season that we were expecting. And so, we're really excited for this next month. It was kind of with free agency coming up and all that, not knowing if we'd be here at first or anywhere. It's awesome to know that we can stay here, raise our family here, and we're just really excited. Now we're looking for a place to call home. I've been pretty cheap since I've been here, just staying in a townhome for the last 4 years. So to finally settle down, let my wife feel comfortable, and get ready for that fire drill run to the hospital, I think that's what we got planned next.
Do you know what you're having?
Yes, sir, a baby boy.
Okay, congrats. And what was the story too? I know your brother, I think, posted a video of you getting your dad a truck.
Yeah, I went down that weekend because my brother was on spring break from college ball at Syracuse, and so I knew my whole family would be down there at the same time, and wanted to surprise my dad with a work truck because he just started this car washing business, and he was trying to get something that was a little $5,000-$6,000 old truck, just bang it up and all that stuff. And we found the perfect one, me and my wife, and we ended up working my mom to surprise him down there that Friday. And funny enough, I got the deal the next day on Saturday. So it was an awesome moment to kind of surprise him with something like that. He's an amazing dad. I love him to death. I wouldn't be here without my parents. And so to be able to kind of share that moment and then the next day share an even bigger one was an amazing weekend, man.
And then real quick, we're talking to Mike Jackson after you. I know you haven't been around him long, but kind of what were your early impressions of Mike?
No, man, I love Mike. I know he's a ball player, man. He's a good dude. He's a professional too. It's someone that I respect. I respect his game, and I'm excited to have him back, man. He's a really good player, and I'm glad the head office did the right thing and got him back.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tommy, congratulations. Want to ask, how much did the stability at quarterback and Bryce kind of emerging late last season have to do with you wanting to be back here?
Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, I've always been a believer in Bryce, and so the thing I was really excited for was seeing that the rest of the world could kind of recognize that, because we all knew that in this building. And especially at the second half of the year, he was going crazy, man. He was I felt like one of the best quarterbacks in the league during that time. And so it was fun watching him have fun, ball out, do his thing, and get kind of recognition for what he's been doing. I think that's hard to do in the league. A lot of guys don't give that to you. And so he earned that, and to be back here with him and watch him keep rising is going to be awesome, man.
Did that sway you to the point you didn't want to go and listen to offers from any other teams, or how did that all work?
Yeah, man, it makes it a little easier when you know you got a baller quarterback right here.
And also, I want to ask you, they made a lot of pickups on defense, and I know that was a problem for you guys last year, and you don't play on that side of the ball, but what's it mean to you to see all they're doing on the defensive side?
I think, what they're doing on the defensive side, I'm excited. They got really good players. And played against a few of them, knowing that they're hard workers, knowing that they're guys that are going to make an impact. It's exciting to see them address stuff that would probably help this team later in the season and later this year. So it's awesome to know that those guys are coming here to help us win.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, Mike Solarte here, Spectrum News. Congratulations on multiple fronts, and I apologize for all the background noise here at the ACC tournament. But you talked about the fact that it makes it easier to play with a ball at quarterback. With you and JT in the tight end position, how do you guys impress on Coach Canales that you guys need to be more involved in the offense in terms of pass catching instead of blocking? Because I know you guys love doing that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's something that comes gradually. Unlike in the past, I haven't had the same kind of offensive coordinator, and this is JT's first year in this kind of offense. So, I think getting comfortable with the offense and the coaches being comfortable with us, that's something that will definitely expand in year two and something we got to earn. And I think going into this year, we're excited to see what we can do and hopefully make a big impact this year.
But last one for me, in terms of the stability aspect of it, you guys are expecting again, and I know you kind of touched on it, but when you get right down to it, just outside of just having a job, I mean, Carolina, is this where you want to end up for the rest of the time you're in the league?
I always thought it was cool seeing guys that stay with the same team for multiple years. That means they're respected. That means that obviously they love the staff here. They love being in Carolina. They love being with this team, and so that's something that a lot of guys would dream about. And so hopefully for me, it ends up the same way, and I can achieve that dream.
Thanks, Tommy. Congratulations.
Hey, Tommy.
Time for a couple more, so we can go over to Mike.
Tommy, hey, one more for me. I know you kind of touched on this with Alex, but from the standpoint of, being 24 still, being able to hit free agency for the first time, I know you wanted to be here, but what was the conversation like with your agent when you realized, let's get ahead of free agency? Because a lot of guys, this tight end market's doing relatively well. I'm just curious, what was that conversation like when you made that determination?
Mm-hmm. I think really deciding on what I wanted for a team, the core values I wanted on a team. And every time we did that kind of puzzle piece to try to see what matches, it always fell on Carolina. And so with talking back with the coaches, talking back with Brant and all that, I think really figuring out that them wanting me here and them wanting to kind of decide to collectively that it fits both of us, I think that was probably the best decision, or an easy decision, I guess you could say, when it really came down to it. So I'm glad it ended up the way it is, and I'm glad to be in Carolina.
Thanks.
All right, Joe, we can go over to you.
Tommy, how much did Chuba and the Jugs machine play in your decision?
It's awesome, man. It's pretty nice to know that I don't gotta stray from my routine. I get to work with the same dudes and work with Chuba every day, man. Like I said, it's 1% every day, and I can't wait to keep going.
When will be when's the first Jugs machine session going to take place?
Shoot, probably a few weeks before OTA starts. So it'll start then and end in probably January or hopefully February.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else have any other questions for Tommy? All good? All right. Thank you so much, Tommy. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys.
this the Zoom. I got it. All right. My bad. What's up?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If everyone is ready, we will just kick it off with questions. So go ahead, raise your hand, and I will call on you. All right, we will start with Mike K and then go to Joe Person.
Hey, Mike, congratulations on the new contract. The NFL also announced the performance-based pay bonuses.
Yeah.
I mean, after the year you had, is that just kind of like the cherry on the cake? And if so, I mean, how has this last, 9 or so months gone for you since kind of getting here?
I just feel like the player performance just showed like the amount of work I put in, like when nobody's watching. Like my trainer's here, so we just had a moment because it was like the last 2 weeks of my training right before camp. We call it Hell Week, and literally it's like 2-3 times a day. Like basically, his whole goal is to try to break me, and I ain't gonna lie, he did. Like it was one day like he got me. So just to like go from that moment all the way to here is kind of cool because like everybody looks at the amount of money, and I'm thinking about how like I died on a hill and like was thinking about life. So it's kind of cool in that aspect.
You and JC both get deals at the same time to be able to know that you guys are going to be playing together for the next couple of years. How much does that, I guess, familiarity help you guys on the field?
Oh, it's great because now we get to really push each other. Like, it's kind of hard coming in when you don't really know somebody to like really push them. So he saw me for a whole year. I saw him. So we can help each other gain with a lot. And I'm just really excited. Like, I told him no matter what, like, bro, they offer me something, I'm coming back. Like, you ain't even got to worry about it. So we kind of already had that discussion before the season ended. So, yeah.
Mike, congrats. What did you think when you saw JC's deal pop first thing in the morning?
Oh, I think I had just finished the workout, about to start. I was hyped because I'm like, I needed him to get that. Like, JC is a one-of-a-kind type player. And, like, for me, I was just thinking it's my job now. Like, all right, bro, like, push it. Like, we all seen guys get paid and then they don't have good years. Like, to be honest, Pat last year is probably the first person I've seen get paid and then still go out there and have a great year. So for me, that's kind of what I'm challenging him all year. Like, all right, bro, you got it. Now, like, show that on the field. Like, make it feel like, all right, you worth more than that. So that's kind of my challenge to him all year.
And then if I could just get you to kind of rewind back to, last summer in August, the Seahawks almost kind of gave you away. And for you to come here and put together the season you did, just what was that like? And did you arrive here with a chip?
Oh, it was fun because we played them this year too. So it's going to be fun. But, nah, it's like just coming here and leaving there. It was a bittersweet moment. Like, really, it was kind of hard leaving my coach, K. Scott, because we had so many conversations just about life, not like outside of football. So I feel like that was kind of the hardest part. But once I got here, everybody welcomed me with open arms. So it really made me feel like I want to even play harder. And I still feel like it's some regret because I left a couple players out there, but I get to make up for it this year.
All right, we will go to David Newton, followed by Alex.
Hey, Mike, congratulations on the new deal. Wanted to ask you, they've added a lot of new faces to this defense. First of all, how much was that needed, do you think? And any of the pieces you've seen are going to be more crucial than others?
I feel like all the pieces were crucial just because, like, just being honest, we only won 5 games last year. So we needed more, and we got that. So I feel like we're in a position now to really, like, achieve all the goals that we really want to.
And a lot of those pieces seem to be aimed at stopping the run better, since you guys, I think, last in the league. And that, how difficult did that make the back end job for you guys because the run defense was just so porous last year?
I feel like this year is going to help. At the end of the day, it's football, so no matter, you can put all Hall of Famers up there. Eventually, the run's gonna get out to the corner, and the corner got to make the tackle. So it's gonna help. But for me, my job still is come up and make the tackle, because essentially, running backs will rather get hit by a corner than like a 300-pound lineman. So it's gonna happen. Yeah.
How excited are you, though, that there are going to be a lot of new pieces out there for you guys?
I'm very excited because it was kind of cool just to sit back and watch like how everything happened. Like, this is the first time in my career where I actually paid attention to free agency. So just to see like, okay, we got this guy, that guy, like, it was kind of cool just, and I was at lunch, so it was like every 5 minutes I'm checking my phone. So it was fun, yeah.
Any one of those pieces get you more excited than the other?
Not really. It was just, they all defense. So it's all guys that like I get to really like build a bond with, and like I watched their game from afar. Pretty sure they watched mine. So you kind of get to put a name with the face.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, just a quick follow-up on what you just said. Why was this the first year that you paid attention closely to free agency?
Just based off I was in it. Like, this is my first time really having a chance to get paid. So it was kind of cool just to see how everything worked, and like all the different pieces that a lot of people don't know. All the behind closed doors type stuff.
Anything surprise you about that process?
Nah, not really. It was more so like, just like be patient. Like, I was just kind of anxious because it's the talk all season. So probably after, maybe a week after the Super Bowl, it was just like, all right, like, I'm ready to go back to Carolina. Like, I already started watching film. Like, I'm happy I'm here, because if I would have went somewhere else, like, mentally I would have been messed up, because I've been watching like all our film from last year for last month. So yeah.
And then you played over 1,200 snaps in 2024. How gratifying was that after a 2023 where you didn't play as much? And then following up on that, you say that you had a couple plays that you still remember that you wish you would have made.
Yeah.
I mean, you play 1,200 snaps. Don't you think that's like kind of expected when you play so much?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's a play Denver. They this side of the end zone they're close to the red zone, and the key all week was, Cooley said, if they get in the red zone and they go tempo, they're gonna run quick outs. And I didn't, like, dude threw it, caught it, and after the play I was pissed, because I'm like, we talked about that one all week, and that could have been the difference in the whole game. So it's like plays like that, like the little small details. When I don't get it, it irritates me, and like, yeah. So it's plays like that, but playing that amount of snaps, it's just really all God. Like, he took care of me. Like, you don't get through that amount of snaps with him, because you gotta understand that's 1,200 like game snaps. You still got practice, so it's like it's a lot of snaps, but it's just God and my training. Like, in order to do something like that, you have to train like uncommon. Like, you can't just do the basics. So you have to go through those days where it hurt. You question life. You question like everything, because at the end of the day, like, this is what you're doing it for moments like this.
Great, appreciate you.
No problem.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go Vashti, Joe, and Gabe.
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, congrats.
Thank you.
I'm curious, just two questions. Who was the first person you called when you got the contract, and why?
First person I called, I feel like maybe my trainer. I text him. But for me, when I first got it, I kind of like just sat quietly, like, okay, Mike, like, how are you gonna go about this? Like, are you just gonna sit here and be happy, or are you gonna be like content? Like, yeah, this is nice, but like, I want more, and not necessarily like money, just more plays, because I'm going on to year 7. So it's like it took a lot for me to get here. Like practice squad, 2-3 years, playing and not playing. Like I had a lot of moments where it's like you gotta look yourself in the mirror and like, all right, do you really want this? So for me, it was just kind of like get yourself together and like celebrate, but understand that you still got to go to that place. Like come training camp, well, really before training camp. So just be ready and mentally ready for that. Because once you put that helmet on, money don't matter. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, it seems as if even in hearing you talking, I can feel, I guess maybe a edge to you. Not that you don't usually have it, but I can hear the passion in your voice. And you said that you were looking at tape. Did this kind of renew you as far as your drive to be even better, even though you got the 2-year contract?
Yeah, like every year is something different. So like for me this year is, I got a new deal, but we go to New England, we play Seattle, we play like teams I've been at getting cut. So just to go back in them places and see them familiar faces is gonna be special because it's like they view me as one way, as how I left the building, but I'm coming back a different player, and it's not just me. Like I got brothers with me, so it's like it's cool, like to really like be in that type of space.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mike, those stops on the journey, was there one of those releases that hit you harder than the others? And had you even at any point kind of started looking at like opportunities outside of football?
Yeah, so like when I first got cut from Dallas, we played on 2. When I first got cut from Dallas, it was on she was my girlfriend then, but my wife's birthday. So it was there and when I got cut from New England. Both of them were actually like on her birthday. So it was a real like gut check moment. Like we happy, we still celebrated, but I just basically lost my job in a way. So those were real moments where it was like, okay, like I always have a saying, my heart don't pump Kool-Aid. And in that moment, like it really could. Like I could have went into a shell, but I didn't. So I feel like that's that. And when I got hurt in Seattle last year training camp, I know Mike McDaniel was going to make changes, and I got hurt and missed most of training camp, and I really didn't get a chance to show who I am. So that was like frustrating because it's like a new coach come in, and you're viewing me one way, but I know I'm this, but you haven't seen it because I haven't been out there on the field. And I bought a piece of land, like this is probably 2 weeks before the trade happened. I bought a piece of land in my hometown, and I was like, this is something I can really like make some money off of just in case football don't work out. Because for me, I'm a realist. Like, all right, Mike, you was drafted, cut, practice squad. Like, this might be the end of the road. And I have friends who it is the end of the road for them. So it was just like this kind of my emergency plan. But when I got traded here, it was like a new sense of life. Like, Dave Canales gave me a chance. And for that, I'm forever grateful because he didn't have to.
So real quick, just 3 follow-ups. When's your wife's birthday?
September 5th.
And where is that piece of land you mentioned?
It's in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, like out in like a suburban part of it? Or right
it's in Pinson. So it's
Pinson.
still, it's like the outskirts, I guess you can say.
And then what was your training camp injury?
You said when?
What was it?
It was like a groin strain.
And then, did you give up a touchdown on that play in Denver? Or was it just a completion in the red zone?
It was just a completion.
Yeah.
It was like a little 5-yard out. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
Hey, what's up, Mike? Congrats to you, man. First off, you mentioned Hell Week. What exactly did that look like as far as your training going into it?
All right, so it's me and my friend Starlin who play for the Cardinals. We go, so let's just say I have to report to camp like today. So it'll be 2 weeks from now or 2 weeks ago. We'll go to Birmingham, Alabama, and we'll literally train like 3 times. Some days be 3 times, but guaranteed twice a week. So we're going to hit DB work, or Pilates in the morning. Like one day might be Pilates in the morning, DB work in the evening, and then train with my trainer at night. And then some days it might just be Pilates and DB work or Pilates and trainer. So you doing that, and these like Pilates would be like hour, maybe hour and a half. DB work could be another hour, hour and a half. And then with my trainer, that's unlimited. Like we don't know what time we're gonna get done with him. So it's like you just go out there and like build that bond, because how we look at it is us versus the workout. Like he's trying to break us. Like that's his job. And he talking trash, and yeah, we have this hill. When I say this hill, it's like 2 hills in one, and we running up it with our helmet on, and it's like a competition, because at the end of the day, like I'm basically trying to beat him and he trying to beat me, but we also encouraging each other. And it's a moment where you're tired, like, you know, on day one, we feeling good, but by day 4 or 5, like your body talking to you, your mind talking to you, like, all right, maybe we should slow down. You know, you got training camp around the corner, like all those type of things. So you got to push through it. And essentially, it's just like training camp. Like, where it's only difference is it's no pass and I'm not tackling nobody, but work definitely is being put in.
And a real quick follow-up as well. Obviously, you guys bringing in Trayvon from the Raiders. How familiar are you with his game, and what can a guy like that bring to the secondary?
I love his game. I didn't know his name, but I know his jersey number. And that's how you, in the league, that's how you know somebody really nice. So just he had a play, like a tackle for loss. I think it was against the Chargers. I know they just had white jerseys on, but like it was a crack replace, and he beat the crack. But he was like at a too high look. So it was just like, that let me know, like, yeah, you watch film, because you should. And he's just a dog. Like he wasn't one of them players that plays based off the record or off situation. Like he just shows up every day.
Any other questions for Mike? All good? All right. Thank you so much for taking the time, Mike. Congratulations again.